Hi guys! So today I am making Italian meatballs in marinara sauce, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it. I don't have a recipe for this. I am completely winging it today, so we'll see how this turns out. And I know my husband is picking up buns and provolone because he would like to turn them into a meatball sub. But for now, I'm just going to show you guys how to make the meatballs and how to make the marinara sauce. So let's get cooking. All right, so first step is to measure out 1 to 1.5 pounds of ground beef and put it in a bowl and break it all up. Next, I'm gonna season the ground beef. So I'm adding 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs, 1/8 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of parsley, 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, 2 tablespoons of finely grated Parmesan Romano mix, 1/2 cup of grated Asiago cheese, just a pinch of salt, and then I'm also going to add 1 egg and 1/4 cup of milk. Then I'm going to mix this and mix it and keep mixing it until it is all well combined, and then we're ready to make the meatballs out of it. All right, we're ready to make our meatballs. So my oven is preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. They're gonna bake for approximately 10 to 20 minutes. You can make your meatballs as big or as small as you want. I made mine just a little bit too big. I probably should have made each one half the size of what they are, but my husband wanted bigger meatballs because he's gonna make it into a meatball sub. So that's fine, make them whatever size you want, and then pop them into the oven. All right, in a large saucepan, I'm gonna add some avocado oil. I'm then gonna add some diced red onion, which is roughly 1/8 cup of onion, or a half of a small red onion. I'm also gonna add a teaspoon of garlic, and I'm gonna let that saute for a few minutes. Once that's cooked up a little bit, then I'm gonna add 1 can of crushed tomatoes, one of those large cans. Mine has basil in it. And I'm also gonna add 1 can of fire roasted diced tomatoes. Mine has garlic in it, which is why I didn't add a lot of garlic at the beginning of this with the onions. And I'm just gonna mix those together, and I'm gonna let them simmer for a few minutes before adding anything else. All right, so for the seasoning or for the spices, I am adding 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1/2 teaspoon of basil, 1 teaspoon of parsley, 1/8 teaspoon of pepper, and approximately 1/8 to 1/4 teaspoon of salt. All of these are completely up to your preference of how strong you want it to taste and how much flavor profile you want. I started with this, and then as I taste my marinara sauce, I will adjust accordingly to what I like. All right, so my marinara has been simmering while the meatballs have been cooking, and the meatballs are done now, so I'm gonna take them out of the oven, set them just on the stovetop here for a few minutes. And what I'm gonna do is mix the marinara sauce, just give it a stir. I'm also gonna taste it and see what I think of the flavor of it. After I tasted it, I did feel like it needed about 1/4 teaspoon of sugar, and I added 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Mix that all up. Then I put all those meatballs into the marinara sauce and just kind of toss them in it. And now I'm just gonna let it sit here and simmer on a very low heat until I'm ready to eat them. The longer you let them simmer, the more flavor it's all gonna have. So it's up to you how long you want to let it sit on your stove for. All right, guys, all done. Looks like they turned out perfect. Hopefully they taste as good as they look. I also like to add a little bit of extra cheese on mine. So just a little sprinkle. I'm probably gonna make some pasta or something a little later and put these on top of it, because why not? It's gonna be delicious. So let's give it a try, see how it turned out. Oh, it is very, very hot right now. I probably should have let this cool down a little bit. So let's see. Oh my gosh. Those turned out fantastic. Oh, love it. Love it, they turned out great. Can't wait to make some angel hair pasta to go with it. It's gonna be a great meal tonight. So, if you really like this recipe, don't forget to order that new notebook I made, my favorite recipe notebook, and add this one into it. You know, just gotta throw that out there. So, thank you so much for watching today. Remember to hit all those buttons. Check out my cookbook, my notebook cookbook, and thank you for watching today. I'll see you guys all for my next recipe.